Hey everybody, my name is David Fishhouse with Critical Hit Arcade. Basically, Critical Hit started in 2010. We were doing our events over at the Central Mall. It's like a little mall over here in Far, Texas. And basically, we hit up an old friend of ours now. He had a vinyl shop. He had a good little space. And, you know, we hit him up like, hey, can we do events at your place? And he said, sure. So back in the day, that was a very grassroots type of an event that we did. The community got together, we'd borrow monitors and consoles from everybody, and basically, you know, just basically we made the event that way. Eventually, what we tried to do is have all the monitors for everybody. We would have them still bring their consoles, and eventually when we had enough cash, we bought more consoles, and then we kind of became what we are today, just a little bit at a time. A lot of used equipment, that's for sure. Basically, Critical Hit, as far as like its venue is concerned, came about because I guess back in the day we're primarily just doing convention work, and we had a lot of equipment and we had a scene, but it just kind of felt like almost like selfish that we had so much equipment and we didn't have a venue for people to like grow to do their thing. So even though we knew we weren't going to be like terribly profitable doing a shop, we, you know, had to share what we had. So we made our first venue in Far, same place that we did our first tournaments, you know, the same city, and that was a lot of fun. So we ended up doing an event called Texas Showdown. It's been like our third year going there. It's our second year actually providing equipment for them. We're driving out there to Houston, right, for Texas Showdown, and along the way we need to stop at a rest stop and, you know, take a little nap and stuff. And just basically we started hearing the car make weird sounds. We had the car on while we were there parked in the parking lot. We stopped at a rest stop on the way out there to Houston because we started hearing some weird like troubles out of the car. And so I took off like the cover for like my van. The van has like the engine in the middle, and basically I could hear sound coming out of like almost like air escaping out of like the engine. It's about 2:30 in the morning, and so I kind of Hail Mary this. I want to see if I can find some tools to try to work on my car. And so I go around to all the different cars in the parking lot, and I end up finding this one dude. Turns out the guy's a mechanic. And I asked him, hey, you know, do you have any tools with you? Can you help me out? And the guy says, sure. Brings his whole family, his whole truck, and we start working on my car. And after he looks at it for a little bit, he tells me that it turns out my spark plug had backed out. And so just basically we don't have like any like the tools to put the spark plug back in correctly or tighten it up. And you know, it was kind of like just left as it was. Anyways, we hit the road, and we get maybe about a block away, and we see fire just kick out the sides of the car.
Okay, everybody. Well, unfortunately, the van didn't do so hot. Had a little issue, and she's gone. Well, there went the van. Yeah, they're gonna put out the fire right now. Yeah. Well, this is the van.
It flares out.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't blow, it just flares. It's pop you heard for the tires. It looks like it's going to do that. Yep.
Yeah. Oh well. That's that.
You said it was a 2000?
Yeah, this is a 2000. Yeah, she was a good van.
So that was pretty scary, of course. I have a guy that went with me out there to the event, to Texas Showdown, Matt CBR, local from over here in our area. And I turn to him and I say, hey, we have like a case of water here, like start opening these things up and handing them to me, and I'll be trying to put out the fire. And you know, I toss up the case, and the guy runs out there with his case of water. He's doing all these bottles and stuff, and handing them to me. And I'm just like there throwing water underneath like the car and stuff. And actually the fire goes out a little bit, and we're like, you know, holy shit, you know, we made it. We're gonna be okay. But you could still see like embers and stuff and sparks like falling out from the car. And it didn't take very long, but that fire kicked up, and it was even like, you know, more hardcore than it was beforehand. We're very, very grateful that we're able to get out of there without, you know, getting hurt, without, you know, any of our major stuff getting lost. Thankfully, how do I say this? Basically, the biggest thing that we had on our minds at that time was that we're able to do the event. When you do an event, of course, they rely on you. You're part of it, and without you, things happen, right? So, as soon as stuff happened, I called Javier Moreno. He's the owner of Texas Showdown, and I let him know, like, hey, we had an accident, a car caught on fire and stuff, and you know, I let him know the equipment's safe. We're able to pull all the gear out, put it out to the side. We actually had a guy who was a local Victoria, and unfortunately, I don't know his name. Everything kind of happened really fast. But this guy who was a local asked us, well, you know, where are you headed to? We're heading out there to Houston. And he was like, yeah, you need a ride? We said, sure. And I thought the guy was heading out there to Houston on his own and stuff, but really he was just offering us a ride all the way out there, and, you know, no strings attached, which was amazing. We loaded up all the stuff in the back of his truck. We took off out there to Houston, got there about 6 in the morning, and you know, shook his hand. I was able to give him a free tank of gas. That's all he would take from me. But yeah, we made it out there to Texas Showdown. We set up in the morning, and that was that. Just basically did our thing. But yeah, that gear, thankfully we were able to save from the fire. So if we would have lost that, the business would have taken a huge hit. Basically, we're in a little bit of trouble right now. The van was a huge part of the business and what we do and how we do our work. We have our storefront here. We have our place over here in Alamo, but you know, unfortunately, this business, this part of the business, isn't like the real moneymaker. What we make our cash out of is the convention work, and without the van, we can't take our crew out. We can't, you know, tow a trailer. I can't even send the guys out to like, we do small events all the time. We do events like in Austin that only take a few machines. In San Antonio, we just finished doing one in Louisiana. And even doing like small events, we can't do them without a vehicle. So I'm asking you guys to help us out. We need a little bit to get going, at least to get a deposit for a new vehicle. If we can get more, that'd be amazing. But I guess we need help just getting a new vehicle for the business and being able to travel. It is awesome, and I'll tell you this from firsthand, you know, experience. To have a place out there where you can go and enjoy like life in general, and not have to spend a ton of money. I guess my personal drive, I guess, is when I was like younger, I didn't really feel like I had a lot of value to myself. I didn't really feel like I could do a lot of good things, or I was able to accomplish good things, I guess. But when I would go to the arcade, I guess I was able to play my games, and I felt good. I felt like I was good at something. So I do know, I guess, the value of like being able like to go to excuse me, it's personal, you know. It's great to have a place where you feel like you belong, like excuse me. Yeah, just it was a place I felt like I was good at something. Long story short. So if I can give that to somebody else, that's what I work for, I guess. we're trying real hard. It's a labor of love. It's something we want to keep going. It's something we want to share, and it's something I'm going to keep on trying, like till the very end. You know, we're gonna make this work, and we really value the community. We value what you guys are, you know, what you're about. And you know, I guess in the end, it's great to be able to provide a home for a lot of people. Like I know what it's like to have a place that you can call your own, and so I'd love to give that to everybody else too.